What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
Hey, so we just wanted to do another music video. Yeah, we want to do another video where we kind of have a bunch of different questions related to music with us. So some questions you guys might have, and if for some reason we didn't cover any question, I think we had like 13 of them. So if for some reason we didn't answer a question, feel free to leave it in the comment, and then when we get a chance to get through the comments, we'll answer them for you. But let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So the first question that we have, if anybody's wondering what our music setup is as far as like equipment and gear, so what we have is really simple. We actually use an iPad, and we have GarageBand, and we've been using GarageBand for quite a bit. Recently though, we just upgraded to Logic Pro. So if anybody knows what that is, it's a little bit more capability than GarageBand does. It's pretty neat. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to use it. There's a lot of things to learn on there, and I have the ability to make a lot more improvements as far as like music goes, in terms of creativity and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. Yeah. So we have the iPad, we have an audio interface, we have two microphones. One of them I use for the guitar. If anybody has ever heard of Zoom handheld recorders for Zoom, we have one of those. And then we also have a vocal mic, which is pretty neat. And then I think we have a few adapters and stuff like that. Am I missing anything?
We have the studio headphones. We have
headphones too. We have
a mic stand.
We have a mic stand.
And he has a guitar, and I have a guitar. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
We have two guitars.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat because I get to record the guitars on there. So whenever you guys hear it, that's me. So definitely trying to get better with that. But Lord willing, as time goes on, hopefully I'll definitely make some more improvements. Question number 2, what kind of music do we like to make? And when I say do we like to make, meaning like, do we like doing live sessions where we just kind of record ourselves on the webcam, or do you actually like to record with the headphones and kind of like a studio format? I'll let you answer.
I prefer live. I don't like recording on GarageBand at all, because I don't like wearing the headphones.
Why don't you like wearing the headphones?
Because I can't hear myself very well. It kind of feels unnatural to me. I don't really have a lot of studio experience. Well, I don't have any studio experience. So my first experience recording, I guess, what would be considered professional, is when we got our stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just love live. To me, it's more authentic. Yeah, I prefer just that spur of the moment live moment. And yeah. I don't like I don't like when doing things in different takes, which I don't. I usually do everything in one take for the most part. But I know when he does things on GarageBand, you do like a take for every little thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on here?
Y'all, when you don't really sing that well, you have to do a lot of takes to make sure you get it right. Right? Come on, somebody.
Yeah, I'm like, what is he doing? Like, he's doing 7 takes right now. So even though it's not me, when he does it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
I, on the other hand, y'all, I actually like doing studio stuff. Like, I like to use the DAW system, which is digital audio workstation, just whether it's GarageBand, Logic, or some people use Ableton, some people use Pro Tools and stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff. I like to do multiple takes of things. I like wearing the headphones. I like feeling like I'm official, y'all, honestly.
But the thing is that when we were teenagers, back in the day, you did a little bit of studio stuff. So he has way more experience. I think that's why you're like right in your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I'm like, let's just put the iPad on. Let's just record live. So usually when we have a live session, that's probably more of me that initiated it, and then anything that isn't is probably him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all, the music I used to make, that's a whole separate podcast. I'm not gonna get into that. We'll move on from that. So the third question, what is our favorite song out of all the songs that we have? I'll let you answer first.
Okay. My favorite song that we've posted, because we have a lot of songs, a lot of them are not posted, but my favorite song that we posted that's my song is Hold On.
Okay.
My favorite song that we have on the channel right now is Covered in Christ. It's not my song, but I love that song. So that's my favorite song, but you said that we have, so that's why I said Hold On is my favorite one that we have right now.
I'm gonna get back to this, but y'all, shout out to Sister Carrington.
Shout out to, we
really,
song.
really love that song, y'all. We're gonna park right here for a second.
Yeah, let's park.
We're gonna park with the questions, and I kind of want to get into this really quick.
Yeah.
Y'all, when I heard Sister Carrington's song Covered in Christ, the very first time I heard her a cappella that she sent us, that song has been stuck in my head ever since.
Yeah.
Since I first heard it, and I was like, wow. And I actually told you that singing it, I was like, I feel like I can come up with some guitar chords to this.
Yeah, that whole collaboration was a surprise, because we heard her a cappella, and he was like, I think I could come up with something with that. I'm like, okay. And I think we commented on her page, and we told her that.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, that song was heard the way she sung it was kind of stuck in my head, so I just took out my phone and just recorded how you guys hear me singing it on my phone. That's as far as that went.
Mm-hmm.
And like 14 hours later, he came up with the guitar chords, and then that led to you creating a whole instrumental. You sent it to her, she loved it, and then she asked me to sing it. So that was not planned. It was definitely a surprise, but that's my favorite song. I love that song.
Yo, shout out to Sister Carrington.
Yeah,
honestly,
I really love that song.
I love that song. Yeah,
and it was a pleasure working on it and singing it. And I was actually under the weather when I sang it, but when she asked me, I couldn't help myself, so I sang it anyway.
Yeah, she made such a beautiful song.
Yeah,
thank God for that song.
So that's definitely my favorite now.
Really, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we have posted. I have to say that's definitely my favorite song as of right now. Little spoiler, I don't know when I'm gonna put it out, but I was actually working on a song yesterday. It's a very old school flavor, something I've never done before. I've never done a song of this type of old school flavor style ever, so I'm really excited about it. That might be my new favorite, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so number 4, do you love to sing?
I'll let you answer first.
Okay, y'all, the honest truth, I don't love to sing at all. I do enjoy praising God, though. I say that I enjoy praising the Lord. I do. If I'm playing, like a lot of times when I'm up here in the driver's seat, I'll grab the guitar, I'll play, and I'll sing, and I love that. You know, I love praising God. As far as just loving to sing, like, yeah, I'm not one of these type of guys that I could just be walking down the street and just sing it to myself. Like, well, let me not say that. I have. Sometimes I'll do that. But like, y'all, I'm not gonna be riffing running through the streets all out and stuff. Like, I just don't do that. And if you know anybody that does, well,
we know somebody that does, but we'll keep that under wraps, right?
Yeah. But I don't, y'all. I don't love to sing. I'm trying to get there. I feel like I would love it if I was better. If I could sing much better, I really feel like I would love it a lot more.
I don't think that's true, because I feel like there's people that don't sing well and they know it, but they love to sing. And then there's people that love to sing that they don't really sing that often, and they have a lot of talent. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is true. You actually have a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I love to sing.
Why do you love to sing?
Well, that's my way of expressing myself to God besides prayer.
Okay.
So sometimes I may not know the words to prayer. Sometimes I do, but there's always a song that I can go to that I can sing. Yeah. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's another way to express myself. Yeah.
That's all. Do you love playing guitar? And that's a side question.
I do. I love to finger stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This wasn't one of the questions, but I love playing guitar.
Yes, I'll say he loves to play his guitar. He'll play it for hours.
I'll play it for hours nonstop until my fingers is hurting.
That's true.
And then I'll take a little bit of a break. But okay, so our number 5 question is, what is our creative process for making songs? how do we come up with them?
You can go.
I'll
I
answer.
think ours is probably a little bit different.
Okay, I'll answer first. So for me, y'all, the creative process is pretty straightforward. A lot of times I like to think about a theme, you know, like if I'm thinking about a song about faith, you know, I may try to tie in lyrics, you know, centered around believing God, or just tying in examples of things that may have that God has done for me, you know, or things that I may have went through, in a way, kind of like telling a story in a way. I do believe that, you know, one of our brothers, Brother Elijah, he has that songwriting approach, storytelling, and to me personally, I feel like it's very powerful. You know, I feel like it's one of them things that it gives listeners a way to follow you in that musical journey, if you will. So I think stuff like that is really important, and I think to some degree, there's a lot of music that has gotten away from that, but I do think that's important. And I would say a lot of times, you know, I could be, being that I drive every day for a living, there's been a lot of times where, listen, y'all, when y'all drive long distance, you got nothing but time to think. So sometimes the song it may just fall on me, and I just grab the notepad when I get a chance. If I get a chance to pull off somewhere, you know, I'll write the song down. Or a lot of times now what I've been doing is taking the phone, and just like I did yesterday, I took the smartphone out, the little voice memo, and I get on there. I go outside, just in case it don't come out right, you know, I'm not embarrassing myself in front of her, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, sometimes I'll go outside and just record it real quick, and then, you know, that's usually how I do it. And sometimes that's how I come up with songs. And see, or sometimes if I have maybe like a certain melody in my head or some sort, maybe there's a certain something going on in my head, I'll see if I can find it on guitar, and then, you know, maybe from there, then I'll try to get a good solid chord progression down. And that's actually how you've actually come up with
I was
something.
gonna say, I think you're stealing my answer.
You can go.
Okay. Yeah. No, but for me it's different. A lot of my songs, especially in the very beginning where my prayers, a lot of songs came during fast. A lot of songs I draw from messages that we listen to. I don't ever force a song, so I do kind of wait for it to come naturally. And then a lot of songs, I like to freestyle a lot, so when he's, you know, having his recreation time just playing his guitar, I'm always in tune with what he's doing, and I'm listening. And there's many times he's playing a melody, I'm like, don't you hear this? Why aren't you creating a song to this? And I'll just create a song. I just start mumbling until words come out, and then all of a sudden it becomes something. And you witness that time and time again. Or sometimes he's playing his guitar, he has no idea I'm back here recording myself, and I'm just mumbling, and all of a sudden you kind of hear the mumbling turn into words, and then I let him hear it after, and he's like, oh wow, I didn't know, you know, he had no idea I was doing that. So for me it's different ways. Yeah, but sometimes, I don't ever force it. I just usually, and if, you know, if I have a word or two that doesn't come, I'll just let the song sit until that word, you know, kind of comes up. What were you gonna say?
Sometimes if I'm up here playing, she's like, you don't hear what the guitar is saying?
He's like,
no,
I don't. I'm like, this song is about faith, or this song is about this. You know, sometimes the way he plays, it's like the guitar is kind of, you know.
I guess if you solo,
I don't know how to say it, but
I get, because a lot of times, I get into this mode where I record chord progressions, I play it through the speakers, and then I go back over, and while the chord progression that I recorded is playing, I just go ahead and solo over it. And maybe sometimes, you know, you can kind of hear something in that.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking. I'm like, how are you gonna let this melody go to waste? And I'm like, if you don't do something with it, I'm gonna do something with it. And most of the time I have. Yeah, so a lot of songs have come by that. Yeah,
y'all, I just want a little pause break right here. If anybody, if y'all making music and you have times like that where it's like, man, you know, I started something, but it's like, I don't know, I'm not gonna finish this. Y'all, the song has potential.
Yeah,
it does. Believe it or not, it has a lot of potential, and I would say don't give up on it.
No, like I said, if a song, sometimes I have like writer's block, and I'll just let a song sit, and you know, it always comes eventually, you know. But I'm like, I got it. You know, so I, you know, there's been a few songs I have deleted and stuff, but most of the time I just let it sit until it just fully comes.
Yeah, I actually have one song like that called "The Man I Want to Be," And I'm not that advanced in playing instruments, so I have no clue when I'm ever going to put that song out. But that song I wrote years, when I tell y'all years ago, I wrote it years ago, and I forgot about it. And years later, recently, it came back to my mind. And hopefully one day I get good enough to, Lord willing, that I'll be able to maybe play it myself, you know. But I love that song a lot, and that's what I'm saying, you know. Just because you may not be able to have that missing piece to the song doesn't necessarily mean you have to give up on it. You know, I would say just sit on it for a while and just let it sit. You know, you never know. One day in the future, you might come back to it and be like, wow, you know, I actually have the missing piece to this song. Or actually, I know what I want to do with the song to make it complete. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of that. So number 6 question is, what do we like and dislike about making music?
When you say making, are you talking about like when we doing it, like recording it, or
yeah, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
Recording music, or just making music in general, creative process. Because I actually have in parentheses writer's block.
Yeah, he wrote writer's block. I don't really have writer's block. I have usually word block. So sometimes I'll have a whole song, I may have a word, maybe it could be like a line. So I feel like I deal with that a little bit more. So yeah, that's a little bit frustrating. Like I said, I don't force a song, so most of my songs I just let come naturally. So making music, I don't like recording with the headphones at all. So I don't like doing that. I don't like when a song takes a long time. So the way I roll is he's laughing because he knows I say this all the time. When I'm ready to sing and record, I'm ready to sing, I want to record it, and I'm ready to put it out. This guy over here will make a song take weeks and weeks. And
yeah, I like to take my time, y'all.
He does.
I like to just make sure it's done right.
Yeah.
I don't like putting out slop.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I just don't like, I don't like wasting time. and you know, he does a lot of takes, and I'm usually, for the most part, most of my songs I record in one take. If for some reason I feel like, I'm not really liking how that sounds, I'll record the whole song over him. He'll record, almost it feels like you record each line in a take. Each line is a take. And I'm like, what's going on?
Like I said, y'all, I like to make sure it's done right.
So our recording methods are very different. But yeah, and I think that's the reason why I prefer live. I just do it one take, let's just put it out. But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot I dislike. It's very time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say, especially if you're not doing it live, it's very time consuming.
Yeah, I think the reason why it's time consuming, if I had to be really honest, when you're on the road and like for example, if I'm driving, I can't have a microphone swinging in my face and all that stuff. So it's almost like I have a very limited time to set up and tear down. You know, so that really is the most
set up and tear down. That's a good one. That is
set up and tear down is definitely setting up the mic stand and all that type of stuff and getting the software ready and up. You know, it's a lot. Versus
singing is the for me that's the quickest part, but it's the setup, it's the tear down, it's the you know, like all the other stuff.
If we had a dedicated room, it would just always be
where everything was already
set up. You just get in there and do your thing and get the stepping. You know what I'm saying?
I would say another part I dislike actually is listening back.
Why is that?
Because whether people believe it or not, he has a hard time believing. I'm not actually the most confident singer, so I actually, you know this to be true, I actually have to listen back to my songs a lot before I warm up to the fact that I like it. When I first listen to it, I cringe. So I don't like listening back. Whenever I post a song on the channel, I usually feel really queasy, and you know this. I always sound like I feel really queasy right now. I'm like, people are about to hear this. You know, so like that process, that part I dislike, and I usually have to listen to it a lot. And after maybe umpteen times, I'm like, okay, I think I enjoy this now. So
I'm gonna come back to that because that's actually.
Oh, did I skip ahead?
I think that's musical insecurity.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Matter of fact,
well, we could come back to that.
we can come back to the likes.
But yeah, I would say besides that, I would say I think I covered what I don't like and dislike. Did you?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
So Something I dislike is a lot of the, if you guys watch the welcome video that we put out,
The
you
noise,
guys
I
know
forgot.
noise is a really, really, really huge deal. Like right now, where we're parked right now, we're right next to an airport. So don't be surprised if you hear planes landing and taking off and stuff like that, because it's been like that all day, y'all. But that's the beauties of being on the road life.
And covered in Christ, there's a noise that something hit the top of the truck, and we
Mm-hmm.
decided not to edit it out, but it makes him cringe.
Yeah, I noticed the little nuances, and they drive me nuts. So, but yeah, I would say that's one of the biggest things that I dislike. And because it's summertime, like I said, the heat, you have to have the AC off, the truck off, the cooler off, fridge off. All that stuff has to be off so it could be really, really quiet for recording.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it gets hot, y'all. So that's another reason why I just try to get through it. Something that I do like about making music, this one's really cool actually. I think the cool thing that I love about making music is that whenever you have like an idea come to your mind, you're creating something from scratch, and you have like you have that theme or that idea for the song. It's such a wonderful experience when you get to see that come to life. Like it's amazing to me how like I've thought of songs in my head, the melody, the way it's sung, the way it's played, and God blessed us to just be able to make that thing come to life. And so to hear it when it started off as just a thought, it's amazing.
Just the acapella thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think
That's
about with Sister Carrington's song "Covered in Christ." When I first heard that sound demo that she put out, and I heard her singing on it, and I said, "Wow!" Like I said, that song was stuck in my head, and I think it's so beautiful, y'all, to just when you hear like, if you want to call it humble beginnings, like when you hear the way a song is birthed,
Yeah.
when it's a thought, she wrote the song, she put the acapella out, and it went from that to just what it is now. Stuff like that is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get to see a song just come to life, for real, so where other people can hear it and it's not just something that's just in your head.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something for me that I really, really love about making music. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So our number 7 question is similarities and differences musically.
I think I kind of touched on that, but
Okay.
one taker, multiple takers.
Yeah, I'm a taker. Yeah.
What else? That's a difference.
Yeah.
A similarity, I would say for the most part, not in every way, but for the most part, the creativity, I feel like we're pretty in sync.
Mm-hmm.
A difference we have is that this is a funny thing. I feel like you can make any song your own, and no song can't be sung as long as you make it your own. When I say make it your own, as in to fit your tone, your style, your range, just whatever it is. And he disagrees with that. And this is a debate that we have, not just me and him, but me, him, and one of our fellow brothers.
And one of our brothers. He knows who he is.
Knows
If he
who
watches
is.
this, he already knows who
And I
he
hope you
is.
back me up, brother.
And, but we could fight this out though. I disagree. I don't really feel like, okay, to be really honest, can anybody sing any song? Yes. I'll give you that. I'll give her that. But the question is, does it fit? And the answer is no. And y'all, I'm a bust this myth today. All right? Perfect example I can give you, I'm an oatmeal lover. Y'all, I love oatmeal. I do. And I love barbecue sauce, right? But what I'm not gonna do, Mrs. Barbecue Sauce is not gonna jump on Mr. Oatmeal. It's not gonna work. It's just not.
Your example doesn't work.
It's not gonna work.
Okay.
But if Miss Cinnamon gets on Mr. Oatmeal, y'all, we got a collaboration. Because it fits. Cinnamon is gonna make that oatmeal. Barbecue sauce ain't gonna do it. Now, can you put barbecue sauce on your oatmeal? Yes, you can, but y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna be good. Am I right?
No, you're right, but your example doesn't fit.
Okay, so
it's like going to let's say for example you
give
go.
Me and everybody else a better example then.
It's like going to like a pizza place, right? And they all have the dough, the pizza dough prepared, the little circles, right?
Mm-hmm.
and they have all the toppings. You're gonna make your pizza your own. I'm gonna make my pizza my own. But you can't tell me my pizza isn't good. I made it to fit my taste. And you made your pizza to fit your taste. So if I take a song, right, to make it my own, I'm making it to fit my style, my tone, my range, how I can sing. I made it my own. That has nothing to do with barbecue sauce and oatmeal.
Y'all, somebody back me up.
No.
I'm gonna do this.
Your example
doesn't. Somebody's gonna back me up.
As long as you make the song, like, okay, if you take Hold On, right? If you don't sing it like me, that's fine. But if you sing it in your own way, you can make it fit.
Okay, y'all. She used her song Hold On.
Just like how I take
Let an opera singer jump on Hold On and let's see how it sounds in singing it.
But opera. It's gonna sound good in their way of singing, the classical way. Well, you can't compare it to Hold On, how I sing it, because they're singing it in classical.
Y'all, somebody,
my brother,
somebody
you
back
know
me
who
up.
You are. Please back your sister
Somebody
up.
back me up.
Because he's acting up right now.
We could fight this out. So somebody back me up. All right.
That's the difference we have, and it's an
We're gonna move
debate.
on to the next question, y'all. All right. So, what have we learned producing our own music?
I'll let you go because you do most of the producing. I do a little, I tell you what I want. I co-produce.
Okay, you do.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. You do.
And there's some songs when I had a piano, there's some songs where I was able to figure out the melody and stuff like that. So, but he does most of the stuff. So.
All right. So something that I learned about producing our own music, there's a lot to learn. It's a pretty big learning curve. But it's fun though. If you're willing to learn, it's really fun. And it's not as hard as it seems. It's just definitely a lot of things you got to learn. But something that I will say, it definitely is time consuming. Producing your own music is very time consuming. There's a lot of, if you guys are familiar with that term, mixing and mastering, editing things and raising certain levels on vocals. If you sang something and it came in a little bit too soft, you might have to brighten a little bit, or if you came in really hard, then you have to kind of tone that down a notch. So it's a lot of different things. I really enjoy the whole process of it. And also another thing that I'll say too is that it saves a lot of money.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
We actually got a chance to go
in time too, because being that we're on the road, we just can't be stopping at studios and stuff.
So we actually got a chance to go to a really huge music store, and they have like a state-of-the-art recording facility where big name artists come by and record albums and stuff like that. And I was actually curious. I remember we had called the lady, and I was curious about how much did it cost per hour. And y'all, when she said it was $150 an hour, and it was a 3-hour minimum, so that means $450 right off the bat.
So imagine Mr. Multiple Taker doing a song there.
And y'all, it's gonna take me more than 3 hours, I promise you that. So can you imagine how much it would cost to just do one song? So I would say, to me personally, buying your own gear and equipment, even though it is an initial investment, it definitely seems worth it for the long term. Yeah, I'll say that.
And I think it's nice to do something in the comfort of your own home, or just wherever you record. Is definitely nice, instead of having a producer just staring at you.
Yeah.
Because
I've heard
if that works. I mean, I've never been to a studio, but
yeah, because that's another thing too, y'all. There's actually, one of our brothers, he was actually telling us about, how some studios can be, being that we're people of faith. The music that we make, it may not be well received by certain producers, and so they may not have that same passion, that we do. They may not see it the same way. They may not take it as seriously. And for me, y'all, listen, if I'm making music for God's glory, I want to do it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I don't want is to be in a professional studio with people that have all these years of experience and they don't really care or share that same passion in the music that I'm trying to make. I think for me, my purpose in making music and why I do what I do, to me, is more valuable and more important than just having someone do something for me just because they know what they're doing.
Right.
You know, for me, I would much rather just take the time to learn myself and be self-sufficient, you know, because that's also that a journey that I'm on personally. And I encourage anybody that if you want to do music, really try to learn how to do it yourself, try to play the instruments yourself, try to get the equipment and just learn it, you know, just learn it yourself and just be self-sufficient. I really, really, really do believe in that. So but that's something that we've learned producing our own music. So the number 9 question is, what are some musical insecurities that you have?
Good.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all, before I put a song out, especially that I sang, I don't want to. I'm like really nervous. I'm like, man, I'm double thinking it. I'm going back and forth, man. Should I put this out now? Maybe I shouldn't. And the reason why is because I don't love to sing. So I already know I don't sing that well. I definitely feel like I could hold a tune, you know, but I don't necessarily feel like I sing like you, per se. So for me personally, that's a huge insecurity that I have, is whether or not people will actually like it and want to hear it. And that's the honest truth, y'all. What about you?
Do you have any about like you're playing guitar, or is it just singing?
Yeah, the guitar. Well, I noticed that when it comes to recording guitar, I think that's not really an insecurity for you guys. I think that's more of just like whenever I hit record, something always goes wrong.
Gosh. What is it called? Red light syndrome?
Yeah, they call it red light syndrome, or the red button syndrome. Is that red record button is something, it's like a phenomenon.
Yes.
Y'all. It's like whenever you hit that record button, everything goes wrong. And it's like we got to do this all over again. Yeah, so
that is so true.
That's definitely something like, you know, like white coat syndrome, or, you know, that type of stuff people deal with. I don't know. Maybe there's like a deeply rooted record button phobia. I don't know. Like,
no, it's true.
Yeah, who knows what it is? I don't know.
Yeah. It's like you start forgetting lyrics that you know that you were just singing, and you start buzzing on the strings and you're like, you were just playing it. Yeah, it's crazy. Y'all, what happens.
You've been singing this song all day long.
And you hit record and it's like everything goes wrong.
You forget all the lyrics.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I don't know why. It's amazing. So question number 10.
I never answered.
Oh, she never answered, y'all. Shame on you guys.
No, musical insecurities. So I kind of briefly touched on that, but yeah, I'm not the most secure singer. I think that's one of the reasons why, when we spoke about the first video, that's one of the things that prevented me from singing in front of you for all those years. I'm not that confident in my voice. I'm trying to get better. I heard a vocal person say, whenever you hear yourself sing, try to find at least one thing that you like, just one thing. You know, my worst work.
What's the one thing you like about when you sing?
Well, I've been trying to do that recently, and I would say if I had to choose something, it's probably my tone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get better. But yeah, so I would say I'm not secure in how I sing at all. I mean, there's so many amazing singers in church, and sometimes I hear them like, oh my gosh, like they can sing. I just try to sing, you know. And I just love to hear people in church sing. Some people have YouTube channels, some people don't, but and there's so much amazing talent. I'm just like, I don't have talent, you know, and I have to get better at that, like talking about myself that way. But there was actually a minister in North Carolina that he preached a message last year, and he was saying, if I'm messing this up, correct me, but he was talking about people that say what I say to myself, like, you know, you don't have any skills and talents, and it convicted me because I'm like, wow, I talk about myself that way. And he said, pray and ask God to show you the skills and talents that are in you. So after the message was over, I did that. And I kid you not, probably maybe like a short weeks or maybe months later, I wrote my first song. And I'm one of those people that I never thought I could even write a song. He would write music and I'm like, wow, how do you do that? Like, how do people write music? I just didn't feel like I was smart enough to do that. And after I prayed that, like, you know, a little bit after that, I wrote my first song, and then my second song came, and remember, it was like literally back to back to back.
So how many songs would you say you have now?
I would say maybe about over 50. But this is how crazy the insecurity is that even after all the songs we've written, whether we've written them together or I've written them by myself, and I talk to you about this all the time, I will still convince myself I can't write. And you're like, how? You wrote all these songs? And I'm like, I just don't feel like I'm a writer. You know, I you know, and not too long after that, another song will come. And I'm like, I wrote that? And you're like, yeah, you wrote that. And then I'll convince myself again, I can't write. So I don't really hear this spoken about a lot, but this is real. You know, like not everybody that you may hear sing or write is more really confident, and I'm not. So something that I'm definitely trying to work on. Is not easy. I get queasy when I put stuff out. There's many times where I put songs out and I've told you that I'm like, I want to take them down, but then I'll see that somebody viewed it. So I'm like, I can't backtrack now. The person already heard me. Yeah, so it's definitely a big struggle that I have. But one of the ways I've tried to fight that was I sang in front of you for the first time last year, and being on YouTube, pushing myself to be out there. Because when we first started the channel, I told him, I said, I'm going to support you, but I didn't have plans to be on it at all.
She did say that.
I said, I'm going to support you. I'll do the uploading stuff, but I'm not planning to be on there. And, you know, he definitely pushes me to be on there. And, you know, if I have the urge, and sometimes, like even a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I have the urge to sing something, and he was like, all right. And so usually when I have those urges, he makes sure that I sing a couple songs that night.
Yeah, I gotta get her when I got her.
Yeah.
If she's open to it, it's time.
Yeah.
I gotta just do what I gotta do.
And when I get in those little ruts where I get like really down and insecure, I won't sing for a couple of days, sometimes a couple of weeks. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then, but what always keeps me coming back is I really have a passion and love to sing for God. So that always keeps me coming back to it. But yeah,
it overrides it.
Yeah. I have to have something because so that's a musical insecurity, and it's a work in progress. That's deep, huh?
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, y'all. Something she touched on, I want to dive right into this really quick. I just want to touch it for a moment. But something she said a little bit earlier is like sometimes she may hear, you know, other people sing in church and it's like, wow, you know, they have an amazing voice. And even though you didn't say this, something that I do want to say and encourage anybody that watches this, that sings, does music or anything, even if you make instrumentals or produce a song or whatever it is that you do, never compare yourself to anybody else. It's really easy to go down that rabbit hole, right?
No,
and sometimes,
it's
what it can cause you to do is doubt yourself. You know, doubt your ability, doubt the skill, the ability, or however God has blessed you. It can cause you to doubt that, and then you end up kind of hiding. You know, you end up kind of sitting on something, your talent, you know, and not do anything with it. So I would just encourage anybody that feels like that, please don't compare yourself to anybody else. You're you for a reason, you know. Embrace your uniqueness, whatever about your music or about the way that you sing, your tone, whatever type of instrumentals you have, however you produce, however you play guitar, drums, bass, keyboard, whatever it is that you do that makes your style unique, embrace that, you know. Please don't compare yourself to anybody else, because we're not supposed to be like each other musically. I mean, I have my tone, you have your tone. Everybody has their way, you know, of how they sing, or, you know, how their creative juices flow. So just embrace that about yourself. Musical genres. So question number 10, we only have a few more. So musical genres and the influence that you have. Like what styles have influenced you?
I don't think there's a particular style, because if I had to like think about all the songs I've written, I don't really classify it into a style. I just write based off of my own style, I guess. I have music that I like, you know, like I love CCM, a little bit of gospel, and I'm pretty musically diverse, but I can't honestly say that I write according to those styles. Yeah. Just however the song kind of comes to me, and like when I'm kind of mumbling and so I don't really have like I don't know a style.
Yeah,
my songs are classified into.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'll definitely say when it comes to musical influences and stuff like that. Now, what I will say is on guitar, I definitely have a whole lot, and I won't get into the list of that, but definitely one in particular. When I was coming up, I used to listen to a lot of this guitar player, Carlos Santana. He's very famous, been on many different songs, has albums and stuff like that. He kind of mixed Latin and jazz together, electric guitar player, but I feel like I've heard him also play acoustic. So very, very, very big influence on me coming up when I was young, among many other guitarists throughout the years that influenced me. But I would say in terms of the music that we make, I really just want to have a unique, distinct sound. Honestly.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think I try to follow like any particular genre. It's just however the song comes, I just write it. And
yeah.
so I don't really know how to classify our music, honestly.
I would say I would love to make music that you can't really place it into a category.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's like, wow, if we listen to Mitchell Nay's music, I don't really know what to classify it as because it's just unique. It's just different, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that. You know, I don't want to sound like anybody. You know, I definitely don't want to, vocally, I definitely don't want to sound like anybody. I don't want to play an instrument like anybody. I just want to be me. You know, I just want to, like we talked about just a little bit ago, I want us to embrace our uniqueness.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that makes our music different, distinct, unique, I really just kind of want to lean into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our 11th question is, how do you decide when a song is finished?
That's a good question.
That is a
Every
good question.
song is different. There's songs that I've written that even if it's short, I kind of felt like what I said in that short period of time, I'm like, that's all that needs to be said. And then there's some songs that I've written that, you know, whatever came, like, no, it needs more, so I'll let it sit until more comes. And even your songs, there's many songs you've written, they were pretty short, and I'm like, can I add to that because I feel like that needs more? And you're like, yeah, go ahead. You know, so yeah, I don't really know it. It's just sometimes you just know, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
my songs tend to be like that. If I'm writing a song, it's either 2 lines or 4 lines, and I call it a day.
Most of the collaborations that we have together is because the song was so short, and I'm like, we need to add more to that. Yeah, besides When My Heart Sings, you literally asked me to come on that, but most of the time I'm like, we need to add more to that. It's pretty short. Or I'll combine 2 songs together that were really short.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta put you gotta add some more lyrics to a song, because I feel like sometimes you can tell, like you said, you could tell when a song is unfinished. You know, it's like, I feel like it needs a little bit more. And sometimes, y'all, even that, it could be a little bit frustrating, because sometimes you have like, okay, I know it needs more, but I don't really know what to say, because you don't want to say something and, you know, it kind of takes away from the overall theme or the message of the song. Sometimes you kind of have to find lyrics that will still coincide with what the song is about without it taking away, you know?
There was a song that he wrote, it was like 2 lines, and I heard it, I was like, oh, it was the melody. I was really digging the melody, and I took actually a song that I wrote that didn't necessarily have a melody yet, and I just kind of freestyled the lyrics to that song over the melody that he was playing for one of the songs he wrote, and it became like a really long song. So sometimes I kind of do things like that too. Yeah, like if he has a really short song, I'm like, what is a song I wrote that I can kind of combine with his song? Yeah. So it keeps me my brain kind of going. Yeah.
Or like sometimes what we'll do, and this is a perfect example, if you guys have listened to I Shall Arise and Holy Spirit,
that was 2 short songs.
Those were 2 songs that were really short, and
I told him, I said,
your idea.
Yeah, I kind of like doing stuff like that. I always hear songs, I'm like, ooh, this song's go well with this song, and I like to kind of combine songs. So I kind of told him, like, let's combine these together. They kind of go well together, and that's how that kind of happened. So.
And y'all, it helps when you don't have to move the capo on that guitar neck, and you could just keep it right there for the second. Seriously, it helps. It just makes it streamlined.
Yeah.
You know? So that really helps out a lot too. So our number 12 question is, what's the purpose of our music, and how do we feel like it'll resonate with the listeners?
Purpose to our music. Well, if I had to be really honest, when I first started writing, because that kind of came, as a shock to me, I wasn't actually writing for other people. If I had to be really honest, I had no plans on being on YouTube or even sharing my songs or anything like that. So they were kind of coming, and I don't really like listening to the radio a whole lot, only because I'm not really pleased with a lot of the songs that are out. I feel like music it's changed a lot. So for me, when we started writing music, I was like, wow, I feel like I have songs to sing now that I could relate to. But now that we're putting it out, I really hope that people relate to it too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to add to that. I'll say, with the music that we have, I really hope that the way it'll resonate with people, I really hope you can find yourself in that song. I hope when you listen to the song, you're like, wow, I'm dealing with this. or like, wow, I actually went through that, or like, wow, man, I needed a little boost of encouragement, and this song is exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
You know,
my first priority is always hoping that God's pleased.
Absolutely.
First and foremost. My second is I need to connect to this song, because I will not, and he knows this, I will not sing a song I can't connect to, because I feel like if I could connect to a song, I feel like even how I sing it comes out different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sing just to sing, just because the lyrics are nice. Because there was one song you wanted me to sing, and I told you, yes, I don't connect to this, so I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sing it.
Yeah.
So I have to connect, and when I connect to it, and I could just really feel it, I could just get lost in this song, and I feel like it makes a big difference. So that's the second priority. And then the third, now that we're singing publicly, I definitely hope you guys, like it and enjoy it. And
y'all, can I give y'all a little secret? You don't know I'm gonna say this. Y'all, can I give y'all a little secret? When you see this girl close her eyes, she's connected.
Okay.
You really connecting to that song. Your eyes is closed. Yeah. See, do I close my eyes when I sing? I don't think I get like.
You don't really sing a lot.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do that.
I won't sing a song unless I can connect to it. So every song, I guess, if my eyes are closed, that must be I'm connected.
Yeah.
So.
My eyes are open when I sing, y'all. I don't know, maybe. All right. So the last question that we have is, what do we feel like the most important part of the song is? Do we feel like it's the melody? Do we feel like it's the rhythm, how the song feels when it's played, or the lyrics?
That's a good one. I was gonna say lyrics first, because I know our lyrics have to be true, but I would also say, because there's been melodies that you've played that have brought tears to my eyes before I had lyrics, and I'm like, I have to make a song to that. So, and then what is the other one? Rhythm?
Mm-hmm. Maybe like the certain vibe of the song, maybe.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I would definitely say lyrics for sure, and then the melody behind it. It's like peanut butter and jelly. I do, because I don't want to sing, true lyrics to a melody that, sounds very worldly, of course, so even the melody has to be right.
Yeah, I'll say it's a total package. I definitely feel like every aspect of the song is important. I feel like the chords that are used, the way it's played, how it's sang, the lyrics, obviously, number one, the lyrics, you definitely want to make sure that they are in spirit and they are in truth, and make sure that they're right scripturally. Even if you don't literally take a verse out of the scriptures and use that, just as long as your lyrics are scriptural, that really is the most important part. I would say from the creative process of making a song, I do feel like all of it is important. I feel like it's all a total package, because truth be told, I ain't gonna lie, like, y'all, I love her song Hold On, but if I heard something like hold on, I don't think I'd be able to like really get into that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And it's a very true song, hold on. Hold on to him. Hold on to God for the rest of your life, and never let him go. But if it was sang like that, I don't know if I could really get into that.
No.
I'm just saying, just being honest. So that's what I'm saying. I say that as an example to say, like, everything about the song is important. The way it's played, how it's sang, and everything. I feel like it all comes together.
Yeah.
There could be some songs that may not be right, but just the way the person sang, it maybe maybe touch you or something like that, maybe cause you to shed a tear or something, but the lyrics could be butchered. So I do feel like all of it is equally as important.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
All right,
this
y'all.
Was fun.
Yeah, that wraps up all the questions. Like I said, y'all, if there's questions that you guys have for us musically that maybe we didn't ask or answer, feel free to drop down in the comments, and when we get a chance, we'll take a look and just answer what we can. Something else I do want to close out by saying to you guys, anybody that does follow the channel and listens to the music and leaves comments, y'all, we really, really, really appreciate it. A lot. Because like we said before, it's not easy being on YouTube, especially. It is, like you said, it is a vulnerable thing. when you put yourself out there, you can't get it back. You know what I mean? So
I would say especially for me because I do most of the singing. I'm trying to get this man to sing more, so I'm glad he put out that song, Lord It's You.
y'all pray for me.
But yeah, it's not easy, so but it's really nice when you guys let us know and comment and stuff. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I agree.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many more of these videos we'll do, but
this was cool.
It's cool. I like it. If we do decide to do more, y'all stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because you know, as time permits, you know, Lord willing, we'll see what kind of more videos we put out. But until the next one, I want to say bye.
Bye.